When Artemis I splashed down, the mission was hailed as a great success. But in reality, there were problems with the capsule. When it was hauled onto the recovery ship, it was quickly examined by engineers. Their biggest concern, the heat shield. How was it affected by the intense heat of re-entry? Its epoxy resin tiles were meant to melt and vaporize, taking heat away from the capsule. But it didn't work out like that.
This report caused quite a stir when it came out. It makes some pretty sort of damning claims, really. What I'm looking at here especially is the pictures of the Orion heat shield. What you can see is sort of cavities and some burn marks on these areas. And it is pretty scary because this was a technology that's going to be used to get people to the moon. And yet there is this degradation. And the Inspector General actually says, in our judgment, the unexpected behaviour of the heat shield poses a significant risk to the safety of future crewed missions. And sort of having something like that written in a report means a response is needed. Something has to change because this sort of charring of the heat shield could risk human life.
The material's ablative, so it sort of burns away slowly, and you expect that, but you didn't expect chunks of it to fall away like they did. When you see something that anomalous on a critical system like the heat shield where there's no backup, then that really raises your concerns.
The technologies that we thought would be ready are not, because there was some charring on Artemis I. That was one of the unexpected things.
The dangers of re-entry are all too familiar to NASA.
It looks like you can see pieces of the shuttle coming off.
Columbia, Houston, UHF comm check. Columbia, Houston, UHF comm check.
Damage to the thermal protection system led to the breakup of Columbia on its return to Earth. As with Challenger, 7 astronauts lost their lives.
The space shuttle had 2 major disasters and 14 astronauts died. That has weighed heavily on NASA, on America, and it's definitely something that has affected this mission and other human spaceflight missions.